Your Excellencies, other high-ranking members of the National Assembly, on the entourage of the President, the Chairman of the ruling party, National Party, APC, Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, Your Excellency, my boss and my leader, Barrister Ezenwo Yesom Wike, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, other members of the Federal Executive Council here present, permit me to recognize the Honorable Minister of Water Resources. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I want to seek your indulgence to respectfully recognize the already well-established existing protocol to say a very good afternoon. Today yet, we are on one of the project sites to commission part of the series of projects lined out by my boss, my leader, the Honorable Minister FCT, for commissioning by Mr. President. And today we are in the heart of the city, the Abuja Central area, where we are taking on the commissioning of the roads B6, B12, and the cycle road. The Abuja Central area, which is in the phase 1 of the Federal Capital City, actually houses the 3 arms zone, cultural zone, diplomatic zone, ministries, and host of state liaison officers, as well as other commercial developments, among others. In the early years of the infrastructure development for the Federal Capital City, successive administration considered it expedient to undertake the development of the infrastructure, requisite infrastructure required to make the central area functional in stages. The roads B6, B12, and Cycle Road, in accordance with the Abuja Master Plan, actually provide the principal connection into the Abuja Central area from the airport expressway or airport axis. So it's a principal gateway into the city. It is equally a presidential route connecting the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport through the airport expressway, which is named Umar Musa Yar'Adua Expressway, to the 3 arms zone, and of course the presidential villa. And I think that on its own highlights a very principal significance of what these 2 roads signify. The project we are commissioning today under the scope involves a network of about 30 kilometers of roads. This stretches of the B6, B12, and Cycle Road, which is totaling about 18 kilometers, and of course some crossing roads to allow for interface with development and other access points within the Abuja Central area. The principal roads, particularly the road B6, is about 6.6 kilometers. Road B12, this one that we are commissioning today, is 6.7 kilometers, while the Cycle Road is about 4.6. And the cross-section of the roads, as typical with other expressways, are 2 main carriageways of 3 lanes each, as well as 2 lanes both ways. What we have close to the main carriageways are to allow in future for the retinue of traffic circulation using mass transit bus system. The project equally, because of the crossing roads, had to provide about 41 number bridges And these bridges, we mean rail crossing bridges at various road cross sections, as well as 112 number retaining walls. Typical is what is adjoining these premises. Over the years, the roads, if you could recall, Your Excellency, going to the airport or coming back from the airport, we were operating only on one of the lanes, going this way and coming back only by the side of the church gate area. Upon the completion of this project, it was intended to deliver dual mode transportation into and out of the Abuja central area, being the main central hub, where in future we are going to have the transportation center as well as other interchange facilities. It was desired that the two roads should operate in dual mode. That is the Constitution Avenue, which is Road B6, as well as this road we are commissioned today to equally operate in dual mode. Whereas the Road B6, that is the Constitution Avenue, had long been completed and partially open to traffic even before the commissioning. The Road B12 had remained undeveloped. It is one of the projects in the wisdom of my boss and leader. Upon assumption of office as the Honourable Minister FCT, he equally penciled it for let's deliver this road. Today, what we are presenting is you can come back from the airport on the Road B12 side into the city, and you can go also out of the city from Road B6, B12, having presented this accomplishment. And it may be necessary to highlight also that at the Abuja city gate, where we have early morning traffic gridlock, normally in the mornings, it is because motorists insist on coming along the Road B6, which allows for coming into the city. You can go out, of course, from that direction and go out here, but you cannot come in. So on the bridge, people insist on going onto the Constitution Avenue. What we are doing today is providing that needed relief. We are optimistic that that traffic gridlock will very, very immediately fizzle out. Your Excellency, this project was handled by Mrs. Julius Berger, and I take it with as a singular honor and privilege to yet be invited to render this road project overview. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by His Excellency, the President of the Senate. The ES-FCDA has broken down the complex issues of understanding the roads, where they start from, where they end, and how it will make such an impact in the FCDA, in the FCT territories. He has talked about it being the principal gateway into the city and a presidential road. We want to thank you for making it easy for us to understand the project that is about to receive a presidential commissioning. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, time and again, the social engineering of the various projects under the FCT administration are reiterated by our next speaker. She, it was yesterday, Your Excellency, in delivering her remarks, expressed her utmost delight for how much the projects would have an impact in the FCT. An ally of the FCT Minister, the Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, is now invited for her remarks. Please encourage her as she makes her way.
Thank you, Ma. Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the Senate President, Distinguished Senator Goswell Akpabio, CON. Top members of the National Assembly here present, members of the Federal Executive Council, His Excellency the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Izenwoyel Sumwike, CON, Mr. Project, His Excellency, Honorable Minister of Water Resources, Honorable Gorenyo, the National Chairman APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, CON, the CEO of the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Debiri, OON, heads of agencies and top government officials that are here present, top management of the FCTA, FCDA here present, and the Royal Father, Sarkin Garki, friends, Minister and FCT, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and honor I stand before these eminent personalities to deliver a vote of thanks on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. First, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for making the FCT administration a superstar. Your Excellency, while commissioning the N20 road, which you graciously gave the approval to be named after Wale Soyinka, you commended the FCT administration ably led by Honorable Minister Barrister Sumwike for enabling a successful first-year landing. Permit me to say that this was only made possible through your support and has not only inspired us, but also made a significant impact on the lives of FCT residents. Your leadership and support has played a crucial role in advancing our efforts and achieving our objectives. We are truly fortunate for this and we look forward to continuing our partnership in this endeavor. We are deeply honored and privileged to have esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, especially leadership of the 10th National Assembly, cabinet members and the residents who join us today to mark this significant milestone in the development of our beloved city. This new road infrastructure stands as a testament to our commitment to progress and prosperity. It will not only enhance accessibility to key areas within the Central District, but also contribute to the overall socio-economic development, growth of our dear region. We extend our sincere appreciation to the FCDA engineers and all stakeholders involved in the planning and execution of this important project. We also express our gratitude to the residents and businesses in the vicinity for their patience and cooperation during the construction phase. As we embark on this journey, let us strive to utilize this infrastructure responsibly and sustainably for the betterment of our city. In conclusion, let me thank the man of the moment, the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Sumwike, Mr. Project, for this tremendous achievement. We say kudos to Your Excellency, sir. Thank you. You are all welcome.
Let's hear it one more time for the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, who has talked about the socioeconomic benefits of the road and the patience of the citizens of the FCT as these road constructions were going on. Your Excellency, Mr. President, other distinguished personalities here present, permit me to start this next introduction by speaking about legacy. According to author and poet laureate Maya Angelou, if you are going to live, leave behind a legacy. Make an impact on the world that can never be erased. Back home, we are inspired by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech at the commissioning a couple of days ago of the Inner Southern Expressway, ISEX, where he said ISEX represents more than just a road. It symbolizes connectivity, accessibility, and opportunity. He added that it signifies his administration's unwavering determination to bridge the gap between urban and rural areas, ensuring that development is not confined to city centers, but reaches every corner of our great nation. His Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, was talking about legacy. Leadership is about legacy, and no one understands legacy better than the Nigerian minister in a hurry. A man with the newest sobriquet, Wike is working. Please join me as I welcome the Honorable Minister of the FCT, the agile and proactive Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, to deliver his address.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, ably represented by my dear brother, the Senate President Obon Goswill Abadio, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, the distinguished senators that are here, particularly the chairman of the Senate Committee on FCT, the national chairman of All Progressive Congress, members of the House of Representatives that are here, the managing director of Julius Berger, Dr. Lars Richard, ministers of Agriculture and Minister of State Water Resources and Sanitation, permanent secretaries, head of service, and mandate secretaries of the FCT, Honorable Minister FCT, State, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, Mr. President, let me, on behalf of the FCT administration, sincerely thank you once more for honoring our invitation to inaugurate this B6, B12, and cycle roads. This is the 7th inauguration you have done since your anniversary of 1 year. By the grace of God, you'll also be with us tomorrow as you inaugurate the Vice President's official residence. And then we'll round up on Saturday while you commission the Guzape Lot 2, the district, which has about 73 kilometers of road in that district. So we must thank you for making yourself available, making the residents of Abuja to be happy, and actually giving them hope. Your Excellency, Mr. President, it may interest you to note that this road was awarded 14th of May, 2007. 14th of May, 2007, at a cost of 48.5 billion naira. And then it was revised in January 2021 at a cost of 98.8 billion. Awarded 2007. And then when you talk about it, need hope. A road that was awarded 2007, just 1 year of the administration of Mr. President, the road has been completed. What is the renewed hope then? Number 6, 2017. Yes. Today, Mr. President, in just 1 year, with the right leadership, you get the right results. Because we have the right leadership now, we are getting the right result. When Mr. President inaugurated us in August 21st, 2023, he gave the Honorable Minister of State and my humble self that matching of that out, every project that has not been completed, we must make sure that we complete those projects before we embark upon any new project. And that is why all we have been doing since is been completing all the other projects that were awarded by previous administrations from 2007 to 2010 to 2015 to 2019. And that's what this present administration has been doing. If you check our budget of 2024, our capital expenditure, 58% of our capital expenditure is focused on completing old projects. 58% of our capital expenditure is put for old projects, and 42% is now to enable us go on with new projects. And that is what is leadership, a man who is focused. Because Mr. President is focused, and he has given his directive that this is what must be done. And we're happy that we're achieving on that mandate. And all of us, look at a city like this, roads abandoned. But today, with the description of the Executive Secretary, Federal Capital Development Authority, you can see that, you can tell from the airports are coming to the city. And this will, of course, reduce some of the traffic congestions that we always encounter within the metropolis. So thank you very much for your leadership. We thank you very much for your support. Because when we came, we asked Julius Berger, we had a meeting with them. Are you sure that, of course you know Julius Berger, without money, no job. They don't play with it. And so we worked out the financial, this is where money will not be their problem. And they know, for them to have completed this job, you know that the cash was flowing. And we thank them, we commend them for keeping to their promise. And of course, you don't need to ask about quality of job done by Julius Berger. Mr. President, we want to also appeal to you. By your left, which is by my right, Minister of Finance encroached. There's supposed to be a road leading to that side. We are pleaded with them so that we can do that road. We are all working for the same government. We don't want to use force to go and destroy part of the building. But they encroached. And the land belongs to FCT. We gave them, but they encroached on the road. So I want to please plead with Mr. President to talk to them so that we'll be able to complete our side of the road for the interest of the public. Mr. President, let me say this. Yesterday, 2 days ago, when Mr. President came, I would try to thank Mr. President for what he did in making sure that those who are already lost hope in their career progression, that Mr. President brought back hope to them by making sure they get to the peak of their career. Before now, federal capital territory do not have permanent secretaries. But by Mr. President's own way of renewing hope. He said no, that they should get to the peak of their career and by making sure that they get to the position of permanent secretary and then move to head of service level if possible. And Mr. President granted that. And then I called out the permanent secretaries who are the beneficiaries to come out and take a bow and thank Mr. President. Of course, it's an honor to be called out to take a bow. But to tell you that human beings can never. This morning, of course, I hardly listen to some of these television stations. I hardly. Some of them can never say anything good. They were criticizing, how would you call people who are permanent secretaries at their level to come and take a bow? You know, in my place, when somebody does not have anything to say about you, he says, look at him. When instead of you to commend that Mr. President has done well by giving hope to these people who had no hope before, your anger is that they said they should come and take a bow. Today, I want to call the agents of Renewed Hope Agenda. Let me call the area council chairman. Come out. You will take a bow before Mr. President. Come out. Since taking a bow is something that makes people to be angry, let them be more angry today. Come this way. First, Mr. President. Line up and first, Mr. President. You are good guys. Now, Mr. President, these are 6 area council chairmen. Mr. President, it's not about party. It's about the agents of Renewed Hope Agenda in the area councils. And they're doing well, working well with us. I want them to take a bow before you. Take a bow. So, Mr. President, this is, Mr. President, for those who don't have work or what to say, I've given them another assignment to discuss now that they have taken a bow. Mr. President, we sincerely thank you for all your support, for all you've been doing for us, and that is why we are doing what we are doing, is because of your humongous support, because your robust support you have been giving to us. I thank you. And I also want to appeal to you that tomorrow is all there. You try as much as you can to commission or inaugurate your vice presidential residence, which is key. Something that was awarded since 2010 for a whole vice presidential residence. But with your determination, you said no. Your vice president must live in a place that fits of a vice president. On that note, I want to invite you to speak to us and then commission the B6, B12 Cycle Road. Thank you and God bless you.
The chairman of the Senate Committee on FCT distinguished Senator Ibrahim Boma, and distinguished Senator Jimmy Kuta, Chairman of the FCT Area Councils Committee in the Senate, the Chairman of the House Committee on the FCT, and also the Chairman of the House Committee on the Area Councils, the Chief Host and Mr. Projects, the Honorable Minister of FCT, yes, Wike, I congratulate you. You have not disappointed Nigerians. Congratulations. My dear sister, the Honorable Minister of State, equally, congratulations. Maybe you also take a bow when the minister is taking a bow. The other ministers here present, water resources, and my colleagues, the distinguished senators who left the chambers to accompany me here, distinguished Senator Along, I'm sure you are very proud. You were the DG of the campaigns, and of course, distinguished Senator Kyla, distinguished Senator Plank, distinguished Senator Antoniani, and other distinguished senators, including the chairman of appropriation, Senator Olamilekon, distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Oba. I won't be able to see all, but I recognize all of you. And now I recognize the father of the government of the Federation and the APC chairman, our dear brother, Governor, Chairman, Ganduje, Abdullahi Ganduje. Let me say that he whispered to me when the area council chairman took a bow that 30 years ago, he was a chairman of a local government. So you can see the progression. Your children were just before you. You will advise them before you go. And I can say that even the performing minister of the Federal Capital Territory was at the time also a local government chairman. But I don't know where I was at that time. So I think you've learned the ropes. So all the senators who are not serving senators, but they are senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all the members of the House of Representatives who are not serving at the moment, the construction giants, Julius Berger, I'm very proud of what you are doing. The Executive Secretary, particularly of FCT, or is it FCDA, and the staff of FCDA who are here, congratulations for what you are doing. Our dear Area Council Chairman, members of the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to represent Mr. President, the performing President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the man who walks the talk. The FCT minister complained about discussions on television. The press is not supposed to discuss good things. The press was set up principally to fight the government. That was during the colonial era. But many years after, the colonial masters left us. The press is still focusing on the core objective of facing the government. And they tell you always that good news does not sell. Only bad news sells. So if they told you that you gave hope to the staff of FCT, they could now rise instead of retiring at the level of directors. The President Commander-in-Chief has enabled them to rise to the peak of their careers as permanent secretaries, head of service. That will not make news. But what will make news is, why should you invite them to take a bow in a commissioning ceremony? But you know that the President is keeping to his words. He's renewing the hope of Nigerians. FCT, Abuja, as we know it, drive around in the night, come in from the airport and go around Abuja, go around the suburbs, and then you know that Governor, distinguished Minister Wike is working. By implication, the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working. Everything happening here tends to renew the hope of Nigerians. I'm surprised that you pointed out that the ones we are about to commission were awarded in 2007, just about 2 weeks before I was sworn in as the governor. And I left governorship 17 years ago. So you can imagine, it took only 17 years. And in under 1 year of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, the projects are being commissioned. It simply means that if there was no Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president, even in 28 years, the project would still have been the way they were. That is a simple truth. So it is not a surprise to me. He came with determination and probably with anger that Nigeria was the way that he met it. But he's determined to change the fortunes of this country for the better. And we can see it not just from FCT, but from what is happening across the entire country. Let me now mention, as the chairman of the National Assembly, that will continue to give the FCT administration all the needed support for you to succeed in turning things around for the better. Just before we left the chambers, on the President's directive, we passed for second reading of the supplementary appropriation bill of the FCT to enable you to do more for the people. And by next week, we'll give you the budget, and I believe the President will assign it, append his signature, and it will become an act of Parliament. So we'll continue to support you in every way possible. So let me now go to the voice of the Commander-in-Chief, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the real master project. If you are Mr. Project, then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is master of projects. He's saying that it is with a deep sense of pride that I inaugurate roads B6, B12, and Circle Road in the central area of the beautiful, now beautiful city of Abuja, completed in a record time under the watch of the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, under 1 year in office. This event stands as testament to this administration's unwavering commitment to infrastructural development and urban renewal, a cornerstone of our vision for a more prosperous and a much more connected Nigeria. When I assumed office 1 year ago, my administration set forth an ambitious agenda to transform our nation's infrastructural landscape. We recognize that efficient transport network remain vital for economic growth, social integration, and overall national development. Today, as we commission these strategic roads, we are not just opening pathways of asphalt and concrete, but also paving the way for enhanced economic activities, improved accessibility, and a higher quality of life for our citizens. Roads B6, that is the Constitution, and B12 Independence Avenue are located in the Abuja Central Area District within the phase 1 of the city, which houses the 3 arms zone, cultural and diplomatic zones, as well as ministries, state liaison offices, corporate and commercial offices. The completion of these roads remain a demonstration of what we can achieve through dedicated planning unwavering commitment, and elaborate and collaborative efforts. These roads are designed to alleviate traffic congestion, reduce travel time, and provide a more seamless connection between key areas within our capital city. The roads represent very crucial steps forward in our broader objective to create a robust and efficient transportation network across the Federal Capital Territory and beyond. I would like to commend the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, his team at the FCTA, and all the stakeholders involved in these projects that we have commissioned for the past 7 days. Your hard work, dedication, and adherence to high standards of quality have made these achievements possible. As we celebrate, let us also recognize that our work is far from being over. As a testament to our renewed hope agenda, we remain committed to continuing this journey of building more roads, bridges, and essential infrastructure that will connect our people and drive our economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, it is now my pleasure to inaugurate for the public use, to the glory of God, the completed roads B6, B12, and Circle Road in Abuja's central area, to the glory of Almighty God and for service to humanity. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Congratulations to all Nigerians.
His Excellency will now move to the site of the commissioning and cut the tape along with all stakeholders involved, led by the Honorable Minister of the FCT.
To the glory of God Almighty,
Rose B6 Constitutional Venue.
Just a very short photo opportunity. And while that photo opportunity is going on, the Brigade of Guards
Mission today by His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This event stands officially closed. The national anthem. This event has officially closed. I'd like to ask the rest of us to please remain seated as His Excellency, the representative of Mr. President, makes his way out of the venue. This is the Presidential Commissioning Ceremony of completion of roads B6, B12, and Circle Road, Abuja Central area. Today, this Thursday in Abuja, and the road has therefore been commissioned to the glory of God as His Excellency, the President of the Senate, makes his way back to his, as a representative of His Excellency, Mr. President.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned. Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. Live every day on this channel. TVC News. First with breaking news.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Welcome to the transformative journey of Gombe State. Like a beautiful bride in the savannah,